Yep, thank you. Cool. Welcome everyone to our relatively new second webinar where we are focusing on giving a lot of financial tips and preparing everyone for home ownership. So for the second topic, I think we're super excited to present a millennial or a first-time home buyer's guide to budget planning. A lot of you have asked us, how do we actually plan affordability for your first home? Like considering the fact that you have a limited monthly income and upfront costs and a lot of hidden fees, the question is always about affordability. And then how can you come up with a recipe that can help you kind of figure out what is that right-sized affordability and price that you can basically aim for your first home. So we've tried to uncover some of that. And without further ado, I'll start presenting. So we are Tanaku. So me, Andres, we are one of the co-founders, and we have a lovely team, Elvina and Ayu here. So our vision is to make homeownership possible for millennials like yourself. Our mission basically is to provide a flexible, affordable home buying plan for first-time home buyers. We are very well backed by East Ventures, which is one of our leading VC firm. We have been extensively covered by a lot of media like Tech in Asia, IDX, Investor Daily, Compass. We have a strong network of developer partners. You right now only see Istana and Alam Sutta, but we have some other developers as well with whom we have tie-up. So you can speak to us later in terms of any specific property or home that you're interested in. We can help you. But be rest assured that as of today, we do have extensive supply. And yep, and moving on. So what is the importance of budget planning and what are the barriers and challenges for owning first home? The first pillar is actually affordability. It's very hard to calculate how much home can you actually afford. The second is it comes with a lot of hidden fees. You work with multiple bank partners, but then there's a fixed period, there's a floating period. There's a lot of hidden fees when it comes to especially taxation, etc., notaris, and we'll uncover most of those hidden fees. But when you're thinking of planning for your home, it is possible that your planning goes for a toss because of all these hidden fees. And the third is the upfront and the monthly costs. As home buyers, you have to prepare for a lot of money upfront, which is mainly the day pay, 10 to 20% sometimes, and then also, as we know, with limited income, how can we maintain a monthly installment and what is within our budget? Those are the three key problems that first-time homeowners have. So we have actually come up with an extensive guide or a list of questions that you should ask as a first-time homeowner, and we'll try to uncover some of the tips for you to find your affordability of your first home and how to plan for it. First is you need to plan your finance. So the two key questions in finances, especially first-time home buyers, are buying through a mortgage or a KPR. So how do you win over the bank with your credit history? How do you become bankable? The second is how much home can you actually afford with your existing income? On the second pillar, we have the costs. While you can figure out the finances, you also need to know how much is the upfront cost that you have to pay, including the booking fee, they pay, etc. And then what is that actual monthly cost that you have to shell out from your side or you have to pay? And do you also know that there might be approximately 10% of hidden costs that many first home owners miss, which is obviously creates a lot of barrier or hindrance in your planning. So that is something that we want to share about how to spot them and how to get better at planning for them. Third is explore financing. How do you get financing for the DP and KPR? So once you have planned your finances, you have figured out broadly what costs you will be incurring as a homeowner. The third is exploring the financing. Where can you get financing for your DP, for your KPR, and how there are so many options as of today. How do you find the right one? And lastly, it's not over. Even after you move in, there are some costs that you have to plan for. And what are those costs that happen after you move in? And also because most of the first-time owners have a salaried income, how do you kind of plan for that if you lose your job? or if anything else happens. So first, use personal finance apps. You can use multiple apps like Finku, Financialku, Shribu, etc. to just kind of broadly get an understanding of your income, your expense, and your current cash flow. Like how do you basically plan your income and expenses for a month? I think it's good to have an understanding of that to be very precise with your home ownership calculation. The second is when presented to a bank, will you qualify or not? So there are obviously other multiple ways to do it. You can contact your bank, etc. But a very hassle-free way is to literally get in touch with us, and we can pre-qualify your KPR readiness or mortgage readiness for free. Just contact our team after the webinar. And through these tools that we have talked about, know your existing debt, income, and monthly expenses. So once you know that, a very interesting guideline that we have come up for you guys is to just think of the 30-45 rule. So 30% and the 45% rule. So basically, try to plan that not more than 45% of your monthly debt monthly income should go toward debt repayments, which is all your debt, right? Like KPR, credit card, car financing, loans. 45% should be the most that you should aim for paying from your monthly income. And within that, the home mortgage KPR basically should take a share of around 30%. So that's the 30-45, 45 being the max limit, and 30 being the target ratio of how much you can pay for your monthly KPR. And the third most interesting tip is when you think of your monthly income, there's a very simple formula for you to think of how much home can you actually afford. Approximately, it comes to around 35 times of that monthly income. So if your monthly income is 5 million, so it's like 5 into 35, right? So which is around 275 million is the target home price. Again, this is just a broad thumb rule for you to be able to quickly calculate what is that size of the what is that cost of the house that you should aim for. And looking at that or few of the tips that we've given you, we've tried to come up with a very simple simulation to show you of what kind of home can you approximate. So let's say there are a few assumptions. You are looking at a 7% interest for your bank KPR. You're taking a loan for 15 years. And you basically get DP support from Tanaku, which is something that I'll cover later. And your broad take-home income is around 17 juta per month. And if you look at this zone, which is the green affordable zone, which is where we recommend you to stay, you will basically be with a KPR payment of around 5.1 juta, which is using the same 30-45 rule. It ends up being around 30% of the month. You can basically afford around a 570 juta home. Now, let's say you want to stretch yourself a bit more, go beyond the 30-45%. You can, with around 7.65 juta per month out of the 17 juta take home, you can aim for a maximum 850 juta house. And the aggressive zone is where you really stretch yourself. This is something that we would not recommend because of how much stress it would create on your monthly expenses. But if you go really aggressive, you can go around 850 juta, above 850 juta in the aggressive zone by moving out of the 30-45 rule by allocating more towards your KPR payments, almost up to more than 45% of your monthly income. So these scenarios are without Tanaku. I'll quickly talk about our affordability solution that we have, but with it, there are two options. One is with the existing monthly payment that you have, you can try to subsidize that. Or the second is you can actually increase the affordability of the house that you're aiming for. So the affordability of the house can go up to, from 570, you make a jump of around 12% to a 650 juta home. With the 850 juta, you can basically make a jump of another 13.2 to a 980 juta home. And you basically, with the aggressive scenario, go even more than that. Now, this would be a sweet spot. So if you have a salary of around 17 juta per month and you stay within the 30-45 rule that we have shared, you will be able to basically, with Tanaku, afford a 650 juta home. And again, I would really like to stress that everyone's financial situation is different. Monthly income and take-home salary is different. So I would really recommend that you work with us. Contact our team after this webinar. There are 2 QR codes with which you can basically get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to create a simulation like this free of cost for you with absolutely no strings attached. Great. And going back to the affordability solution, we have, like I said, you can decide to take all the money upfront for your day pay. You can decide to reduce your monthly with our KPR boost for up to 3 years. Or the third is you can create your own flexi plan. We also help you facilitate and help in your KPR application every step of the way. The process can take up to 3 to 2 weeks, and you get a dedicated relationship manager who is in the form of the home team, which will be at your service, including your pre-qualification, which is done free of cost. And you can own your home. We have ready-to-move-in homes. We have apartment, landed houses, and mainly in Bay and Tangerang. And again, please get in touch with us if you would like us to explore some other homes that you're interested in, but we are constantly adding new homes to our supply. Great. So coming back to the fourth tip, you need to watch out for hidden fees. There's a lot of hidden fees that come baked in, which if you have a blind site, you will not be able to kind of account in your calculation. First is booking fee. Then there's a bank appraisal fee. There's a Biaya KPR, which is around 4.5% of home. There's a notaris fee. Sometimes AJB and BPHDB, which is 4.5% of the home. Sometimes developers do bake this in. So please have a very upfront, transparent conversation about them around what all costs are hidden and what are already included. And then come up with the total day pay that you need for the house. And just as a disclaimer, the 10% day pay, if you decide to go for one of our plans, you can decide to also use it towards controlling your hidden fees. Great. And then in terms of the financing options, you should explore all the financial options that take care of the monthly payment and your upfront fees. So of course, the traditional way of going to your friends and family to cover some of the upfront fees that can come, like settling credit cards sometimes to pay your KPR, home day pay, hidden fees. That would be more of an emergency situation. And of course, if you go to a developer, they do provide a 10% down payment or a 0 day pay subsidy, but sometimes they do this by increasing the price of the house. So you have to have a conversation with them about it. And even RJB comes in form of hidden fees because the price is inflated, which basically means that your monthly installment for your KPR is going to be higher. But if you work with Tanaku, for example, all the upfront plans that we have can go towards helping settle your credit card, towards your day pay, and also towards your hidden fees. So you can use all of that towards your upfront fees. And even using the KPR booster, for example, you can decide to save up to 34% monthly for 3 years. And of course, this is assuming that you get a bank loan for your buying. Tip 6 is have an emergency fund. A lot of things can happen in life. So account for unplanned costs like repairs, leaks. What if there's a job loss or layoff? You need to plan for your IPL and Listric. Sometimes it's included. So please have a conversation with the property developer that you're working with. But also, just as a disclaimer, we want to share that Tanaku KPR boost can be used towards protecting your payments in case there's ever a job loss, etc., for up to 3 months. So all in all, in summary, use personal finance apps to assess your income, debt, and expense. And once you know that, remember the 30-45 rule, basically 45% being the ceiling of your debt, 30% being the KPR limit that you should aim for. And the apps basically will help you understand where are your current expenses going, so you can shape them towards a 30-45 rule. You need to think of the third tip, which is the home cost, which should not be more than 35x of your monthly income. That already gives you a very good indication of the affordability of the house. Hidden fees are painful, so please have a conversation upfront with the team. Explore financing options, and also have an emergency fund. Great. So in terms of getting started on your home ownership journey, it's super simple. Either WhatsApp us directly with the home team or schedule a call. You can scan these 2 QR codes and we'll also send you the presentation and the recording. So you'll be able to kind of go through this on your own pace. Please don't hesitate to get in touch with us on these coordinates here. Great. That's it on the presentation, but I'm happy to take any questions.
Yeah. Oke. Nah, tadi kita udah mendengarkan dari Banu gitu ya, penjelasan mengenai budget planning, financial planning, dan lain sebagainya. Nah, aku percaya kalau kita, makin kebuka gitu ya, mungkin, di momen-momen sekarang ini kita juga udah sadar bahwa saving itu perlu, tapi di momen yang bersamaan kita juga, mau beli rumah gitu ya. Nah, ini, mungkin kesempatan juga untuk, Mbak Riza dan juga Mbak Yunita gitu ya, kalau misalkan memang, di benaknya atau kayak kemarin-kemarin ada pertanyaan mengenai financial planning ataupun kayak, plan untuk membeli rumah dan lain sebagainya, boleh banget drop question di sini. Jadi mumpung kita, duduk sama-sama di sini juga, kita ketemu sama Banu di sini, jadi kita bisa tanya nih, Tanahku bisa, kasih solusi apa lagi sih gitu untuk, problem atau masalah yang dihadapi sama Mbak Nita dan juga Mbak Risa gitu. Kira-kira dari Mbak Nita dan Mbak Risa, ada yang mau ditanyakan kah? Kalau masih malu-malu mau, open mic-nya boleh di-drop di chat box aja, nggak apa-apa, nanti biar aku baca, aku sampein ke Banu. Atau ada tanggapan mungkin?
Mungkin saya ya.
Oke, silakan Mbak Risa.
Saya tanya dulu mungkin sebelumnya, tanahku ini apakah dia hanya untuk plan rumah baru atau seperti apa ya?
Oke, mungkin, aku, tanyain juga ke Banu gitu ya, biar, bisa dijelaskan lebih, detail lagi untuk pertanyaannya Mbak Risa. Oke, Banu, so Mbak Risa have a question, does Tanaku only, apa namanya, only provide a new home or secondary home? Banu, you still unmute, sorry.
Yes, it's only primary homes, Parisa. Yeah, so but new homes basically.
Ya.
Yeah,
Jadi
but we
kita
can get
udah
in touch with you to share like more details around the homes that we have right now as well. Sorry, just a quick disclaimer. We will be kind of like wrapping up in a minute to make sure that the video is basically saved as well. Yeah.